Hello and welcome. Welcome and hello. I apologize. I'm going to move this here just slightly, pan around, give you a bit of a view. I was at a local thrift store yesterday and find a few things there every once in a while. Yesterday, I happened to locate look to be vintage sort of baseball cards. Just looking at them through the bags, and the bags are all taped. So I have not gone through these. I didn't open them, look through each bag. I simply grabbed everything for 50 cents a bag. There are, I believe, 46 total bags here. So around $24 spent. You see 1989 tops, and again, looking through, you have a little bit of corner wear, but cards look pretty decent as far as I could tell through the bags. Let's see if we can remove the tape, open, and this is going to be a lot to go through, so I'll try to be quick with it. Bob Welch, Ken Landreau, Don Russ, Bob Welch, Glenn Hoffman, John Tudor, Franklin Stubbs, nice and sleeved. Tim Cruz, Mike Marshall, that's 87. Okay, tops. I remember these cards from when I was young. And 88 Donruss, I remember. Brian Holton, Enos, it's an 86 tops. Okay, Mike Marshall again. Tim Cruz, Brad Havens, Tim Belcher rookies, Tracy Woodson. There's leaders. And another Bob Welch, Ken Howell, Tracy Woodson again, and a Kirk Gibson All-Star. Okay. So these look as though they were garage sale cards that were not sold and were donated. So, what I had thought just by looking at them, it appears from that first bag anyway that these were sorted by teams. So we'll see. And you never know with what could be garage sale stuff. I'm sure these were gone through prior to them being put out for sale. Is that 1982 Donruss? Yeah, wow. Okay. There's a Paul O'Neill, McClendon, Jeff Reed, Wayne Krenchicki, and again, that's 86. Herm Winningham, Cal Daniels, a Rob Dibble, which appears to have an insect carcass in the sleeve. So that's a bonus. So as I said, just looking through the bags, I didn't really see anything that stood out. Here's here's a Nolan Ryan in one, and then this one has Mike Schmidt on top, and these are all sleeved, so I thought perhaps those could be better. But we'll go through these and, yeah, again, just quickly and see what they are. And then after I've gone through these, which, is that Rich Gossage? Is that Goose Gossage or different? Could be, yeah. Older card for, that's a shame that one was on top. There's Andy Hawkins, Eddie Whitson, Padres leaders. Could be Tony Gwynn. I don't know. Benny Luis. There's a Tony Gwynn. Might be a better one. Mark Davis, Lance McCullers, Eric Nolt, Eric Show, Melo Martinez. There's a Benny Santiago. Might be a better one as well. Shane Mack. There's another Tony Gwynn. Okay. Mark Grant. Greg Booker. Everyone needs a Greg Booker. Bruce Bochy. Thank you. Marvell Wynn. Stan Jefferson. Chris Brown. Joey Cora. Jimmy Jones. James Steele. The Larry Boa manager card. Flannery. Randy Reddy. Gary Templeton. There you go. And a John Kruk with the Padres. That might be a better one. The condition's not great on it, obviously, but that might be a better one. I'm just going to go through these, see if there's any names I recognize. There's a Terry Francona, player turn manager. There's another Paul O'Neill. Paul O'Neill again. Hoping for a Pete Rose, although these cards might be too new for that. Ozzie Dion. Okay. It's a quite off center, top to bottom cut. Jim Rice, 1978. Turn back the clock. And the Red Sox leaders. Okay. Do this one, which has quite a few more cards in it, noticeably than the others. Oh, Keith Hernandez. Okay. There you go. Jim Gantner, Brewers. All right. I remember. Oh, checklist card. Okay. 792 cards in 1988 tops. Yeah, 792. Wow. 87 checklist. Don Ross, 87, I believe. '89 tops. Okay. Gary Thurman rated rookie. Danny Tartable. Okay. '87 record breakers. That was one thing I did not see. Was I believe that's Don Mattingly, perhaps? Yes. Didn't see any Yankees cards, so that's a good one. It does read Don Mattingly. I can't. Very old, very dead eyes. Well, there's an Andre Dawson All-Star. Okay. Another Andre Dawson. I remember the Cubs from this era, watching them. Like Griffin. There's a Dave Winfield. And Wade Boggs. Roger Clemens. And you have a Pete Bull card. David Cohn, or Dave Cohn, if you want to call him. Mets leaders. Benny Santiago. See, that time I was able to recognize there's words. Another checklist. All-Star Dwight Gooden. There you go. Checklist cards. Alan Trammell. Royals leaders. Saberhagen and George Brett. Which, yeah, I don't see George Brett on the back yet. There he is on the card. That might be a good one. It's another Wade Boggs. Mike Greenwell. All-Star. There's a Ron Darling. Jesse Orozco. Howard Johnson at a famous chain of hotels when he played. Carter. Bruce Sutter. Very scratched up Ken Home. Okay. So that was exciting. That might be worth the $24 you paid right there. I'll do this one since it looks a bit different. This is, what is this? 1988 Fleer. And that card is sleeved upside down. Gary Gaetti. Another Gary Gaetti. There's Turn Back the Clock, Tony Oliva from 1964. Okay. Greg Gagne. And Burt Blyleven. Okay. All-Stars, Matt Noakes, and Kirby Puckett. There's a Kirby Puckett All-Star. Again, just so many of these. But that's what happens when you go to a thrift store. You don't expect to find anything. You hope to find things. And when you see things, you grab them. And especially when they're... That card shouldn't be sleeved. Especially when they are... There's David Wells. Stoudemire. Especially when you see a large quantity and things are priced very affordably. Yes, you always buy. Always buy whatever you can. Tony Fernandez. George Bell All-Star. Okay. And somebody have athletics. Don Baylor. Eric Plunk. Athletics leaders. Okay, and again, this is 1988. So you have Jose Canseco, Dennis Eckersley, and there's Mark McGuire. Okay, might be a halfway decent one, and another one. There's a Tony La Russa manager card. These sleeves tend to stick together. There's a Dennis Eckersley. And somehow you have Expos. Yeah, I was going to say this earlier, but that would be quite a funny name to me when I was, maybe not when I was 3 when this card was printed. However, yeah, Schatzeder. Anyway, there's another Tony La Russa. There's a Jose Canseco Memorable Moments Kmart card. That might be something bit different, a bit more sought after because it's not a printed card. This is 1979, it looks like. Yeah. 1979 Topps Chewing Gum Ink. Let's do some. Again, it seemingly is never going to end, so I do appreciate anyone who's willing to sit through this. Oh, these are noticeably thinner cards. These are 1988. Willie McGee. Yeah, or perhaps they're in better condition. Maybe they're not. Maybe they haven't absorbed humidity over the past 2.5 decades. I don't know, or 3.5 decades. Jeepers. Cardinals leaders. Ozzie Smith, of course. Okay, Tony Pena, that was who was on the leaders card. Oh, Whitey Herzog, manager card. There's an Ozzie Smith, sure. 1988 Ozzie Smith. Okay. A Chili Davis. Giants Leaders from 1988. Candy Maldonado. All right. I remember, as I said, I watched baseball in the mid to late 1980s, and I remember these names, and probably haven't heard them in over 30 years. There's the Roger Craig manager card. Some Mariners. And these appear to be mostly sleeved, so yeah, Harold Reynolds. What year is that? Okay. So looking for years of play and whatnot. I married a woman who talked like Jerry Reed. And Ed Nunez in 1986. 87 tops. Just the looks of these cards really kind of takes me back a bit. The overall, like the wood grain on the outside, the yellow, blue, and gray on the back. Mariners Leaders from 1989. The Steve Trout. Okay. All right. I'm going to take a quick break here, and I could do this just by transitioning to the next scene. However, I will return in half a second. All right. Do some more White Sox. White Sox leaders. You did have Ozzie Guillen on the team. Okay. Bobby Thigpen. There's a Harold Reigns. Not in good shape, looks like. I'll start off this one with an Indians leaders. There's a Terry Francona. Corey Snyder, Topps All-Star Rookie. Julio Franco, Diamond Kings. Again, not in good shape, but another Indians leaders. $1988 this time. Greg Swindell. And finish with a Joe Carter. Okay, apologies. I'm going to take another break now. I don't know why, but we will. And return in a second. Okay, apologies for that. It is July and currently July 20th, I believe, of 2024 when this is being recorded. And you can see a little bit of damage to the hands from being outside lately, doing things, working, if you will, whatever it is. So, yeah, just dealing with a bit of congestion and whatnot, attempting to clear that out. There's a Dave LaPointe, and again, 1986. There's a Will Clark. Okay. Will Clark from 1988. Yeah. Kurt Manwaring, rated rookie. Two cards in the sleeve. Double sleeve, perhaps. That's how it feels, anyway. Terry Mulholland. David Green from 1986. Mike Jeffcoat, again 1986. And I'll do the Rangers, I suppose. Charlie Huff. Two Mitch Williams. Right? Another Mitch Williams. Rangers leaders from 1987. Ruben Sierra, nice. Trying to look at this one. Do the current baseball cards, I'm unaware, do they show the minor league teams? It's interesting. Minor league, regional, whatever they are. Let's do some Blue Jays. Jeff Musselman, Topps All-Star Rookie. There's Willie Upshaw. George Bell. Tony Fernandez. Blue Jays leaders. Oh, Cecil Fielder. Jimmy Williams, manager, of course. Apologies again. I'm going to move the camera, see if, yeah, these cards are a little bit gross, but that's okay. Oh, Sparky Anderson, manager. That's good. And another one. And another one. Another Sparky Anderson. Alan Trammell. I'm looking at these cards if you're wondering why they're. Normally I'm just allowing these to focus so that you can see the full image and the names and everything. Tigers leaders. But on like these cards where they're sort of taken like naturally, like posed, but with stadium or whatever in the background. I am excuse me. I'm looking for anything in the background because although I know very little about what cards would be good, I know there's certain ones. I believe they were was it 1988 Lear? It could have been one of those years and sets where they had, I believe there was Marlboro advertising in the background on, I believe, a Randy Johnson card. There's an Indians leaders. That was apparently that card was an error, not meant to be printed. They reprinted it with the background taken out or somewhat something else. There's also a very famous, which I remember at the time. What is it? The name will come to me. There's a Doc Edwards manager. Now, Julio Franco. Bill Ripken, there you go. Joe Carter card. But yeah, there's a Bill Ripken card where the knob of the bat, holding it just like that, and had a what would be considered a curse word on it. There's a Dave Clark. I remember that Bill Ripken card. When it came out, I never found one, never had one, always wanted one. But anyway, I have to see if there are some Orioles in here. I don't remember. In fact, I'll look and see. Apologies if there is plastic rattling. Here's Orioles. Let's see if we can get Bill Ripken card. I highly doubt it, but there's a Brady Anderson and another Brady Anderson. Dave Schmidt, Eddie Murray, and okay. Orioles leaders. There you go. Cal Ripken, Eddie Murray. Take a look at the image again. do some more Royals. Why not? Kevin Seitzer, Topps All-Star Rookie. Manager John Wathan. There's a George Brett. Quite long in his career. Dan Quisenberry. There's Gary Thurman. Lonnie Smith. Royals leaders again with Saberhagen and Brett on it. There's a Brett Saberhagen card, not in great shape. Jim Eisenreich. Okay. Padres. Yeah, Roberto Alomar. Is that a second-year card? Benito Santiago. And there's a Tony Gwynn. Another Benito Santiago, Diamond Kings. Padres leaders from 1987. Yeah, pretty much all Tony Gwynn that year. Number 1 draft pick, Andy Bennis. I think I remember this card. I believe I do. There's another Tony Gwynn. Another Benito Santiago. Bruce Bochy. There's a Record Breakers, Benito Santiago. And Padres leaders again. There's a Larry Boa manager. Okay. Red Sox. Oh, there's a 89 Donruss, Roger Clemens. Looks to be in pretty terrible shape if that's inside the sleeve on the card. Yeah, it's not great, but there's a Dwight Evans Diamond Kings. And Jim Rice. There's a Wade Boggs. Terrible shape, but it's all right. Another Wade Boggs. There's a Jim Rice. Phillies, how about? Lee Elliott manager. All-Star Juan Samuel. Phillies leaders. I believe, is that Mike Schmidt? Right there, could be. There's another one, Samuel. There's a Mike Schmidt card. 1988. Drafted in 1971. That's interesting. Interesting detail on the back of that one. There's a Dutch Dalton card. And we're gonna take another break here. Mike Maddox. I will return. All right. Apologies again. I'm using a phone to record and then receiving a call is inconvenient. However, we will continue with Angels. Not with Cardinals. Okay. Gene Mauch. Manager card. There's a Chuck Finley. Angels leaders. There's a Don Sutton. I was going to say that's 22 years. Signed prior to draft in 1964. There's a Bill Buckner with the Angels. And Bob Boone. Dodgers, it looks like. There's a Tommy Lasorda manager card. 1988. Mike Scioscia. Fernando Valenzuela. And you have a Len Matuzik. There's an Oral Hershiser. And Dodgers leaders again. Okay. So, Expos. Montreal Expos. Tim Wallach. Bob Rogers. Bob manager. Denny Martinez. Andres Galarraga. Herm Winningham. Casey Candale. Topps All-Star Rookie. Expos leaders from 1988. There's a Tim Raines. I'll do some Braves. Why not? There's a Tom Glavine. Okay. Tom Glavine card from 1988. Chuck Tanner manager card. And a Braves leaders. Mariners. Again, why not? Mariners leaders. Future stars Mike Campbell. There's a Harold Reynolds. And a Dick Williams manager card. Some Rangers. Bobby Valentine manager. Rangers leaders. Okay. Tigers. Kirk Gibson. Alan Trammell. Matt Noakes, Topps All-Star Rookie. All-Star Alan Trammell. Tigers leaders. There's Jim Morrison. After the doors, ended up playing for the Tigers, apparently. And another Sparky Anderson manager card. Small bag of Mets. Future stars Kevin Elster. And there you go, Darryl Strawberry. There's another Dwight Gooden. Mookie Wilson. Okay. You have a Roger McDowell. Lenny Dykstra. Probably not a valuable year for those cards, but better cards nonetheless. Cardinals. Diamond Kings Jack Clark. All-Star Ozzie Smith. Vince Coleman. All-Star Jack Clark. There's a Turn Back the Clock Bob Gibson. Dan Quisenberry. There's an Ozzie Smith. Some Astros, why not? Ken Caminiti. Somehow a Danny Tartable Royals card is in there. I guess he played for the Mariners, so put him in the Astros. Mariners and Royals. Here's Astros team leaders. Turn back the clock, Nolan Ryan. There's an 87 record breakers, Nolan Ryan. And there's I guess would be considered a normal 1988 Nolan Ryan card. Hal Lanier, manager. And now, let's see, some Reds here. There's a Cubs Andre Dawson. Reds leaders. There's another Paul O'Neill. Terry Francona again. Eric Davis and a Pete Rose manager card. Okay. I doubt that has any value, but I was hoping to see a Showboatin' Pete Rose card. That's exciting. Now, Houston Astros again. Billy Hatcher Diamond Kings. There's a Ken Caminiti. And another Ken Caminiti. Okay. So, let's see. Red Sox over here. Get these out of the way. There's a Roger Clemens. Mike Greenwell, Topps All-Star Rookie. Which doesn't seem to be a rookie season, however. Okay. Twins, how about? Let's start off strong with a Kirby Puckett. Bert Blyleven. Greg Gagne. Tom Kelly, manager. All-Star Kirby Puckett. And Twins leaders. Again. And a Gary Gaetti. Alright, now let's see. Have to the Athletics, why not? Eric Plunk again. Another Tony La Russa manager card. Dennis Eckersley. And that's it for that. Okay. Do these. I have no idea if these are expos or if they're anything different. Again, sealed bags. Okay, so this one, yeah, that was a proper punch, I guess. You have All-Star Andres Galarraga, All-Star Earl Hershiser, and then it's just expos. Okay, so that's all right. Not so much of a hunch, I guess. Expose leaders. This time. Tim Raines' Diamond Kings. And another Bob manager card. So, do the Orioles. Again, I'm guessing that these are all the same look anyway, to be all the same year and set. Hoping to get that Bill Ripken, but I doubt it. There's a Cal Ripken senior manager. Yeah, so there is a Billy Ripken card in this set apparently, but again, it's not the Bill Ripken you would want. There he is. There's the Billy Ripken. There's a leader's card again. There's an Eddie Murray. There's the Cal Ripken. Okay, and another and yeah, fairly disgusting workspace. Apologies for the movement. Now you have two of these. I kind of saved these if they are in fact Cubs, because that was the team I tended to follow in the late 80s, because the Cubs were on WGN television almost every day, and they had day games. So that was summertime, daytime baseball. Future star Mike Harkey. And another one. There's an Andre Dawson. Sean Dunston. There you go. Geez, I just muted my mic. And there you go. We will continue. And you have Angels in here for whatever reason. What is that? 87 Donruss. Okay. There's a Bob Boone. And Devin White, Topps All-Star Rookie. Another Devin White. And Chuck Finley. Don Sutton again. Now with Cardinals again. Another Devin White. Gene Mouch, manager. And a Wally Joyner. Do this other bag of what should be Cubs, because with the exception of a few random cards here and there, you have not had any Cubs cards other than a few in that last bit. So there's a Rick Sutcliffe. There's a Greg Maddux. Okay. Oh, Rafael Palmeiro. Frank Lucchesi, manager. Bob Tewksbury. Here's a Cubs leaders from 1988. Yeah, see, Ryan Sandberg. There you go. Now Lee Smith. There's another Sean Dunston. Rick Sutcliffe. Other Cubs leaders the same. And a Dave Martinez. All right, now I feel like these might be the better packs remaining. Ozzie Smith, Andre Dawson, Tom Henke. If these are at all in frame, I apologize. I was looking at the cards, not the recording. Jimmy Key, Tim Wallach, Tim Raines, and a George Bell. This one. Apologies for the plastic rattling. So you have a Nolan Ryan, Jim DeShees, there's an Astros leaders, and another Ken Caminiti. So that was exciting. And last and final bag, which again may just be Phillies. You never know. So there's a Mike Schmidt. Nick Leva, manager. Von Hayes. Hey, Grey Gross. There's a Darren Dalton again. And different Darren Dalton. Okay. And another Lee Elia manager. And Rick Shue. Okay. Lisa Gallo, Shane Rowley. Here's Mike Schmidt. I believe I had that one already. And another Darren Dalton. This time 1986. So that was fairly interesting, exciting, what have you, to go through just to see what was all in those bags. And one feet bowl card. So um, this is going to take an embarrassingly long amount of time. However, I will try to sort through these, look them up, see if anything has any value, and then I'll come back and do some sort of recap. Thank you. And here we are. I just went through and sorted. These three stacks would be what I would consider to be the better cards, and then those are all just commons I would go through, I guess. Obviously, seeing all of these, I would consider none of these to be very valuable. I didn't go through every single one of them. I just pulled out what I thought were the better names and whatnot. And like all of these all-star cards, the leaders cards seem to be somewhat more desirable. But that being said, I feel what is it? These are maybe $1 cards each. If I were to sell them individually on eBay, you're talking maybe 15, 20 cents at most profit per card. So what I would plan to do is group these together. Maybe grab all of the all-star cards, lot them up, or go by players or teams. However, I decide to do it and attempt to sell them to make uh, around about the same 15, 20 cents per card. However, sell them in larger amounts so that I could ship them with tracking and whatnot. I never really was interested in selling individual sports cards, trading cards, whatever. Just seems too risky. One other thing I would like to note during my research, I forget if it was the 89 or 88 tops. I don't remember now because it was about 10 minutes ago that I did that. However, I found in one of the top sets, 88, 89, there was a Bo Jackson card by itself seems to be somewhat rare, quite valuable. And unfortunately, that one was not in here. That would have more than made my day. However, I feel like for, again, as I said initially, $24. Yeah, there's a bit of profit to be made here. I don't know, but I appreciate you watching. If you sat through literally all of this and watched and listened to every bit of it, I appreciate you and everything you do. So thank you again.